you guys know as well as I do that starting off your week on the right foot helps you set yourself up for success for the entire week. This week, I'm going to break down and share with you my Sunday prep. Ready, get set, let's go. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm sharing with you how I do my Sunday breakdown. This is really my Sunday routine. Every single Sunday I like to put this into effect, and I really am pretty good at making sure that I stick to doing it, because the times that I do stick to doing it, the times that I do dedicate to doing this and really put the time in to set myself up for success, it just means that my week is gonna be that much more productive, that much more efficient, and save me from the chaos that might ensue. First, before I dive in, I am going to tell you that because we are friends, yes, we're friends, you are here, we are friends, I am going to drop a link in the comments for a shareable doc that I created for a checklist for this. So if that is something that might work for you, or you can get an idea, inspiration from it and create your own, then hopefully that will be a great resource for you. So be sure to check that out. First things first, what do I need? Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you asked. Well, I need three, count them, three different books. These are the books that go with me pretty much, well, I don't really go that often anywhere, really. But when I am at my office, these guys are always within reach. So let's break them down. So this first one here is literally my notebook. And yeah, I use it for just that, for notes. So this is really when I'm doing trainings, when I am working with other people, when I'm coaching, when I am at events, doing things like that. This is where everything goes. So this baby is very important to me. So all of my good things live in this notebook. Now, I will say, obviously, these notebooks, they don't, you know, obviously I've run out of paper, right? So like I'm pretty close to the end of this notebook, and that doesn't mean that I stopped doing it. It just means that I moved to a new notebook, and then these go back on the bookshelf, and then that way if I need to reference back for notes from, oh, remember when I did that training, or remember when I went to this class, whatever it was, I can go back and I can reference very easily. Next up is my bullet journal. Yeah, I'm a bullet journal person, and I really love my bullet journal for a couple of big reasons. The first one is my brain dump. So brain dumps happen in this book. Brain dumps. Do you guys please tell me that you know what a brain dump is? So when you've got a list of ideas that you want to do, projects, things like that, you just need to get things out of your mind and onto paper. So it's not complete sentences, it's not necessarily written in lines, although I'm a little type A, so most of it is. It may not necessarily be color coded, it may not look pretty, but this is what this is. And so when I'm planning, when I'm doing projects, when I've got big things going on, like we've got a new catalog dropping next month, all my ideas, things like that, just kind of converse in my bullet journal. Last but certainly not least, because it is something that I literally touch every single day, and it's actually my planner or my agenda. So this is the main source of information, and like I said, this is something that I touch every single day, people. This is where I actually keep myself accountable. This is where I write things down that did happen. This is where I write things down that I'm planning to do, right? All the things are here. And a lot of this stuff, when it comes to my business, is of course here, but you know, my life and my business all work together, right? I don't live separately from my business. It's all intertwined. So in the kitchen, we have a nice big chalkboard calendar, and that's kind of where the household planning comes in. So meal planning and all of that stuff kind of goes out there. And then of course, some of that ends up getting copied into here, just so I can keep myself track and accountable. So like I said, okay, so on Sundays, this is what I actually do. I actually sit down, and it usually only takes me about 20, maybe 30 minutes tops. And that's simply because I've gotten into the routine and the habit of doing it. So if you're sitting down for the first time doing this and it ends up taking you a little bit longer, trust me, just trust the process. Keep going with it. The next Sunday, I promise you, you'll probably get through it a little bit quicker, a little bit quicker, a little bit quicker, and you'll be able to fly through this on Sundays, and it's not gonna take you hardly any time. The main reason I'm sharing this with you is because one of the biggest questions that I always get asked is how I keep my business organized, how I stay on track, how I really track my team and what's happening there, and my business and my life and my kids, right? Everything. So one of those things, again, it all boils down to this Sunday routine, because like I said earlier, if you start off on the right foot, you are really setting yourself up for success, guys. So if you can set yourself up for success, please take every opportunity to do so, because we want to be working smarter, not harder. And again, chaos happens, life happens throughout the week. And if we can try and pinpoint a lot of the major things that we need to get done during the week, then that makes the chaos a little bit more manageable, if that's even possible. All right, number one thing on my Sunday prep list is I literally look back on the week. Remember, like I said, I do this on Sundays. So what I do is I flip open the planner and I literally look back on the week. Okay, so what did I do? And I know that I did it because I actually take a little check mark and I actually check it off. So that's how I know it actually got done. Yeah, I know, it's very scientific over here in the world of Jacqui. But so I check off the things that I did get done. I also put things down there, like I said, my life and my business mesh together. That's just how it all works, right? So even my household chores that I like to kind of dole out day by day, so I'm not spending one huge day cleaning the house. Who wants to do that? So I even will put down and bullet those out day by day. And again, check marks, check marks, check marks. So that's how I can look back and see what I actually did get done. And then of course, it allows me to see what I didn't get done. And that's when the trusty highlighter comes into play. That's right. I know, again, super scientific things are happening here, but it's true, guys. It really is true. It works. So all I do is I just either highlight or circle with the highlighter the things that I didn't get done. And we're gonna go into that here in just a few. All right, number two, the second thing that I do every single Sunday is after I've kind of gone through again, looked at those check marks, highlighted the things or circled the things that didn't get done, I actually look for 3 things, and every single week I write them down, 3 things, and they usually end up in the bullet journal because again, this is more of my headspace in a book, okay? And so what I do is it's just a way to help me feel a little bit more accomplished. Does anybody else want to feel a little bit more accomplished every single week? I totally need some self-validation at times. Because let's face it, right? Things happen, life happens, business happens, everything happens. And so we need to be able to take time to actually pat ourselves on the back, right? We need a little pat on the back every so often. So on Sunday, I like to sit there and just look through, and I really try and stick to the top 3. What are the top 3 wins, or the W's I can put in the column, right? Even if they're super small ones. I don't want you to think that any win is more insignificant or more significant than another. A small win to me may be the fact that I was able to get all of my trainings done on time and when I actually planned them out. That's right, I didn't have to go back and redo. So that's a win for me. Another win might be I actually got all the laundry done. High five. Again, being able to recognize those habits, good and bad, but especially we want to self-reward ourselves for the good ones. So it's just a way that you can feel a little bit better, even though you may not feel like you got anything done during the week. Trust me, been there, done that multiple times. But even those small wins really make a difference at the end of the day. Tip number 3, we are actually now going to look ahead. That's right, we're actually gonna sit down and we're gonna take a minute and we are going to plan our upcoming week. First and foremost, going forward, looking at the new week, the very first thing that I want you guys to really focus on are those set appointments, things set in stone. Maybe it's a doctor's appointment. Maybe you have to take the kids to the dentist. Maybe you've got a hair appointment. Maybe the car needs to get in for an oil change. Whatever those set appointments are, need to go down first, okay? So write those things down. Those are the things that you've either made that commitment, made that promise, scheduled a time to do it, and so you need to make sure that those are written down. Again, this is something that I actually take from my kitchen calendar too, because again, more life things in that scope, but there are some things that are business related. Maybe I've made a coffee date and I'm gonna meet somebody to actually go over some business things. So that's a set in stone appointment, right? So those are the things that I'm gonna write down for the upcoming week. Boom, 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 boom. The next thing I'm gonna do again is more life. So I'm gonna throw in those things that life I need to do as a mom and a wife and taking care of the house. So again, that might really boil down to making sure that the electric and the gas bill get paid on Friday or whatever, right? So those life events are gonna go in there too on the agenda. So again, I can make sure I'm not forgetting, because hello, this thing doesn't always work like it's supposed to. Number 4, we're really going to talk about the things that, well, we didn't get done. That's right. I told you in the very first step, we were looking back at the things that we did do, right? We're checking the check marks and then we were circling with the highlighter. Well, hello, we're going to bring those guys back that we have circled with the highlighter. So the things that we didn't get to, those are going to get in there first. So look at your week, right? Is Monday looking like a really hectic day so far already, with maybe a doctor and a dentist appointment or a school function, right, with the kids? Okay, maybe Monday's not so good to try and get in whatever it is that didn't get done last week. So look to the different days. Look and see where you can kind of space things out. And I really want you guys to concentrate on not really like over committing yourself, because that is one thing when you are planning, when you are organizing your time, that is very easy to do, right? Because on Sunday, when you're all relaxed and life is amazing, right? It may sound really great to be like, oh, Tuesday, I'm gonna knock all these things out. What we have to keep in mind though is that Tuesday may roll around and boom, life is thrown in your face. So Tuesday then goes down the tubes. So we want to make sure that we're not overcommitting. So make sure that you really are trying to spread things out as much as you possibly can. Don't overcommit yourself, because guys, stressing yourself out over your own plans is a real problem that has happened, but let me tell you, you can avoid it. Number 5, this is one of my favorite things to do, and it's really all about batching and time blocking. Okay, I know Jacqui's going to talk about time blocking, but you guys, it really is an effective tool, especially when you're trying to set yourself up for success for the upcoming week. So the 2 areas that I like to time batch and really block off time for is 1, when I'm out and about, so that's when I'm out of the house, and 2, for when I'm in office, when I'm in the office, right? When I'm at home. So out and about may look like this for me in my business. So there are weekly mail outs that I usually do, and I like to, again, do them at different times throughout the month, but at least once a week I'm usually hitting the post office. So whether that's just sending out happy mail, whether that's sending out thank yous, whether that's sending out packages or orders, whatever that looks like, I'm out and about doing it, right? So the post office is definitely one of the things when I'm out and about. Going back to that meeting at the coffee shop, that's more of an out and about thing, right? Or meeting up at Panera for lunch to go over some business topics. Hello, that's out and about. And then just errands. Does anybody else have to go to the store? Anybody else have to run here, run there? Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're out of toilet paper again. Those are the things that we really need to look at. So when we're running to the post office, maybe that looks like a Wednesday. Oh my gosh, okay, look, on Wednesday I'm gonna run to the post office. Well, since I'm already gonna be out of the house on Wednesday, go into the post office, why don't I go ahead and check in and see if Wednesday's a good day for her to meet me at the coffee shop? We can time block, we can batch things together for when we're out and about. So that way, again, you don't have to drive yourself nuts going, oh my gosh, okay, so on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm gonna be out running because I have to go to the post office this day, I have to go get my hair done that day, blah, 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 blah. Try and squeeze it and batch it as much as you possibly can. Then we've got that in office time, okay? In office time. And in office time means the time that I'm actually spending working. Hello. So that for me looks like videos. So when I'm actually getting my videos done, I'm gonna batch those as much as I can. Same thing with trainings. I'm gonna try and get those done. If I've got any projects that I'm working on, okay? So maybe I'm putting together a program for my team, or maybe I'm putting together some training documents. Maybe I'm just setting up my own checklist for some coaching calls that I wanna get done, right? Those are the things that I'm going to actually batch out. So maybe I need to spend a good 2 hours sitting at the computer getting those things done. Well, I'm gonna batch that in. Friday in the morning, looks like I've got a little extra free time. Friday it is. And then lastly, number 6, that is when it comes down to the big projects. Yes, big projects. So in my world, what that looks like is like my email campaigns. So I use the sources that are free. I use madmimi.com, and that is what I actually use for my email campaign. I also have my external personal website, JacquiDuran.com. I want to make sure that gets updated, right? So that is more on my project list, right? That's a running project that I have to touch at certain times. Same thing with my business website. So I want to make sure that things are updated on there. Same thing with my Maven or my Amy application. I want to make sure that I'm getting in there and those templates are updated, things like that. Those are the bigger projects. So those are the things that I try and break down a little bit here, a little bit there, right? I want to sprinkle those guys in so that way, again, hello, I'm not overcommitting myself on one day going, oh, I want to make sure I get this whole email campaign done. This is going to take me like 3 hours to get it all typed up, decide what I want to do, maybe make some graphics for it, right? Break that sucker up, break that project up into little pieces. That way you can pepper it in throughout the week or over the course of a couple weeks, and you're not bombarded with the entire thing feeling like this huge time crunch of a drain. Do you guys think that this is doable? I totally can tell you it is doable. Like I said, I have now pushed mine down. It usually takes me about 20 minutes to literally go through this routine. So if this is going to be something that you think you might be able to implement, then go ahead and give it a whirl. Guys, doing this once isn't gonna be good. Doing this consistently is really gonna help make sure that you are touching your business, touching your work, and make sure that you're really just covering all your bases. Because being a mom, being a wife, even though I work from home and I'm not necessarily working outside of the home, guys, there's still a lot to be done. So for you guys who are working outside of the home, this is especially beneficial. When I was in the corporate world, before I left, trust me, this was also one of the very most important tasks that I did every single weekend, because I knew that I had 40 hours already committed in an office or at my home office that was dedicated to corporate work, right? I couldn't just dip my toe in the water when I wanted to do my business stuff. So that way I was able to really focus in and make sure that I was being successful in both ventures. Take this, let it inspire you, start to work with it, tweak it as you need to, add things, delete things that aren't important, and make it your own. But you guys can be successful, you can keep on track with your goals, and you can get ahead in your business. Until next time, peace, love, happiness. Bye.